Our Thanksgiving is full. Perhaps next year. Dad's message confirmed. No concern. Have you ever been told, in 8 excruciating words, that there's simply no room for you at your own family's table? Because I have. And what I did next shocked everyone, especially them. It was the morning before Thanksgiving, and I was just standing by my kitchen window in Seattle, coffee cooling in my hand. Then my phone buzzed. It was my dad. Just 8 words glowed on the screen. Thanksgiving's full. Maybe next year. No emojis, no explanation. I just stared at those words until my coffee went completely cold. At first glance, they seemed harmless, even practical. But behind them? That familiar chill, a coldness that had followed me my entire life. I typed back, no worries, and hit send. 2 words, perfectly polite, perfectly neutral. The kind that hides 1,000 unspoken feelings. My thumb hovered, waiting. Maybe for a well we can squeeze you in or drop by later, but nothing. The silence that followed was louder than any argument we'd ever had. Outside, Seattle was already buzzing with holiday energy. Car horns softened by drizzle, shop windows crammed with cinnamon pies and paper turkeys. Every corner smelled of roasted chestnuts and expectation. But in my apartment, only the hum of the fridge and the crushing weight of an empty chair. I could almost hear the laughter already rising from my parents' house in Portland, the scrape of serving spoons, the clinking glasses as my sister Lena walked in with her husband and their twin boys. The picture-perfect family tableau. My parents at the head of the table, my mom's voice saying, so thankful for all of us being together. All of them. Except me, I didn't cry. I didn't even sigh. Instead, something inside me settled into a strange calm. Maybe it's because, without realizing it, I'd been preparing for this moment for years. There are only so many times you can hear maybe next year before you decide, no, this year is mine. I put my cup down, walked to the corkboard above my desk, and pinned up an invoice that had arrived 2 weeks earlier. The closing papers for a ranch in White Valley, Montana. 260 acres of open land, cedar cabins, and a kitchen big enough to host a village. The number at the bottom still made my stomach twist every time I saw it. $5 million. But it wasn't about the money. It was about what it represented. Freedom. Proof that I could build something from nothing. Of course, I hadn't told my parents. To them, I was still the too busy daughter, always chasing projects, never home long enough to fit into their picture. They didn't know that the same silence they'd given me had become the fuel that built an empire in logistics tech. That every time they proudly spoke of Lena, it pushed me to work one more sleepless night until my company finally stood on its own. And they certainly didn't know that this Thanksgiving I wasn't planning to eat alone in front of the TV with takeout noodles. I had something else in mind. Something bigger, warmer, louder. This year I would cook for full story video added in below.